Hello, hello. What up? What up? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back to a new episode of Days of Our Lives. Here we go. Here we go. What up? What up, Purple Lady? How's it going? Course should be starting up in the next few moments or so. Let me just go ahead and get situated. What up, Savage Cookies? See, man, I wouldn't mind some cookies right about now. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll just eat right now while we wait for court to start up. What up, Taurus? How's it going? What up, Russell? If you don't like hearing people chew, this probably isn't the place for you. Good. How you feeling? Well, man, I overslept today, so feeling a little bit better. Hopefully, everybody's doing good today. What up, brother? Man, good evening. What up, PBR? Man, where you been? I haven't seen you up here in a minute. Damn, James, no español today. Make money. 22379 Mad Dog 2020, making the 2025 comeback, if you will. James, what's Mad Dog 2020? Come on. Now you're from California. You gotta know what the Mad Dog 2020 is. No te hagas. See, I am just on TikTok. Yeah, it be like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes. Let's see, activate source. All right, cool. We should be good to go on the chat. Let me see here. We got that. Auto activate. Auto activate. All right, cool. We're good. We're good. Oh yeah. Did any of you guys catch the court in the morning? For those of you that watch, follow up on the YT account. Good afternoon, evening for the UK. Hope you are well. Hey, thank you, real life ragdoll. Do you court? No, I've never done Nuevo Mexico. Hey, James, hope you're feeling better. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Like the live, yo. Hey, thank you. Highly appreciate that, Caddy Mac 99 dose. I need a mustache tutorial, if you will. Right, Jordan B 718. Did somebody say mustache? Hey, what up, Teresa? How's it going? How are you doing today? No verdict on the Karen Reed. Still? Damn. What's the hold up? Hey, man, thank you, PBR. Highly appreciate that. I like that energy. Latina, hey, thank you for that follow. Highly appreciate that. Hey, be like Latina. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. It's free for you. It's free for me. And best of all, I don't beg for gifts, and I don't even expect gifts. So, but I do expect them at tapping the screens and hitting that follow button and dropping comments. That anything that's free, shoot it this way. I need that. If it's gonna take money out of your wallet, I don't need that. Because it's super rough out here right now. I know it ain't easy. I know some of us are barely scraping by. Who is Karen Reed? She took somebody's life, if I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Amanda, thank you for the like. Highly appreciate that. Purple Lady, thank you for the like. Highly appreciate that. The mic is not on. What do you mean the mic's not on? What up, Lexi? Hello from the UK. Okay, Canadians don't get American news anymore unless we watch it on TV. Missouri here, that's right. So court should be starting up in the next few minutes. It's 2:02, so they should be turning on the mic soon, and we should be able to hear them shortly when the court proceeding starts. I'll trade you a soup and a honey bun for you what you're eating. Are they chili lime sopas? Chili lime, chili lime. I'm watching from the Twin Lakes, Nuevo Mexico, like the res. That's right. And for those of you not familiar, is the reservation. Thursday and national holiday is Juneteenth. Okay, I thought they canceled that. Did they cancel it? Didn't your president cancel that? Hey, what up, Braydon? I think your mic is off. Jake, James, what the what?
This you?
What about now? Can you guys hear the cord now? Or not? Your mic is off. The cord is on now. Can you guys hear the cord or not? Better. All right. Here we go. Okay, good. Gracias. No. You can't hear me or you can't hear the cord? The cord just turned it on right now. What about now?
All right.
Can you hear the judge say, all rise?
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Okay, cool. Good. Gracias. Thank you guys for letting me know.
You sure you brought everyone in? Okay.
You sure?
All right.
Wait, we have a couple.
Oh, we got the judge
Okay.
today.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Commissioner Hughes. This is the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar for Tuesday, June 17th. The court's orders for the taking of DNA samples and fingerprints issued on the first calendar of June will apply to the hearings on this calendar. As we get started in here on the calendar this afternoon, I will call each of you into the courtroom one at a time. I will ask one of you to stand behind this gray podium here in front of me in the courtroom. I'll ask the next two people that I intend to call into the courtroom to line up in the two chairs right inside this door. So if you would please listen for your name, go from chair 2 to chair 1 into the courtroom. I know that seems a little bit silly, but I promise you it will make this calendar move a lot faster. Once you work your way into the courtroom and you're behind the podium, I will start by asking you to state your full name and date of birth. Then I will explain to you why you're here. I will tell you whether you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. Those lawyers are sometimes called public defenders. You do have the right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case. Whether or not you qualify for a public defender, you always have the right to hire a private lawyer to represent you if you wish to. After we talk about lawyers, I'll give you the next court hearing dates and times you'll be required to attend after this court hearing. And the last thing that we'll do while you're in the courtroom is talk about whether you are legally eligible for release from custody. If you are, we will go over on what terms and conditions you could be released. In addition to that right to the assistance of counsel in a criminal case, you all also have the right to remain silent. These are recorded criminal proceedings. That means that anything you choose to say in the courtroom this afternoon, it will be preserved on the recording and it can be used against you at any point down the line in these proceedings. Unless you have already made arrangements with a private lawyer, there will not be a lawyer in the courtroom for purposes of your defense here this afternoon. Because you won't have a lawyer in here and because anything you say could eventually be used against you, I will strongly caution all of you not to make any statements regarding the facts about why you're here. If you have questions, comments, you want to make some statements about the facts of your case, I encourage you to save those statements, questions, for a hearing where you have a lawyer present so you can discuss that with your lawyer before you make any statements that will be preserved that you then can't take back. Last thing I will tell you all before we get started is that all of the information that you get while you're standing in the courtroom will be contained in a written document. That document is called a release order, and you'll be handed a copy of that when you're done in the courtroom and you step back into the room you're in right now. So please don't feel like you need to memorize the information we're going through in the courtroom, but keep that paperwork with you wherever you go from here. As long as you have that paperwork come tomorrow, next week, you can look back at it and you'll still have all the information you got while you were standing in the courtroom. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Can I please have Willis Lee all the way into the courtroom behind the gray podium?
Hey, I like this judge.
Blanchard, if I could ask you to please have a seat in this first chair right inside the door. George Rubble. Rubel, if you would please have a seat in the second chair.
This is
Can I have
Arizona,
your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Maricopa County.
Willis Russell Lee, May 15, 1970.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. They are both Class 3 felonies, and 1 count of threatening and intimidating. That last one's a Class 1 misdemeanor. Based on the information provided to me by law enforcement, I have found probable cause to support those allegations. I have also determined that you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, so I have appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 23rd, and then you will have a preliminary hearing June 26th. They will both be at 8:30 in the morning, and they will both be in the Superior Court downtown. I have received and reviewed a written recommendation regarding release conditions from the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. The County Attorney's Office has requested a $50,000 secured appearance bond. That written recommendation indicates that the County Attorney's Office believes, based on the nature of the allegations, that you pose a risk of danger to the community. In addition to that written recommendation, I have also reviewed your criminal history, or maybe I should say lack of criminal history. I do note that you do not have any felony convictions. I don't think that I even saw that you had any other misdemeanor convictions. The only information I saw when I reviewed your criminal history was these pending charges. So I did review and consider all of that information. I am inclined to impose a bond on this case because of the nature of the charges. I am not inclined to impose a $50,000 secured appearance bond. I'm going to order a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Secured appearance means that you can use a bonding company to post that bond if you choose to. If you would like to explore using a bonding company, back in the jail facility, there's a piece of paper posted in various places that has bonding companies and their phone numbers on it. You can find one of those lists, call 1, 2, or
what up, Cindy? Where you been?
Requirements might be. If you post that bond and you are released from custody, you cannot initiate contact with any alleged victims or witnesses of the underlying allegations. You also cannot possess any weapons or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription if you're released from custody. Do you understand all of those conditions, Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork.
What up, Jennifer? Hey, thank you, Kylie, for that follow. Be like Kylie.
Tyler Blanchard, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Mr. Rubble, if you'd shift over to the first chair, please. Then if I could have Carlos Perez Moreno.
That's probably the hardest time right there. If you've never been incarcerated before,
Tyler Blanchard.
He's going to be rough timing it.
1988.
Thank you, Mr. Blanchard. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of disorderly conduct. That one's also a Class 1 misdemeanor. Based on the information provided to me by law enforcement, I have found probable cause to support those allegations. I have determined you're entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, so I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference June 23rd and then a preliminary hearing June 26th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, you have a $15,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that and you are released from custody, you cannot initiate any contact with the alleged victim of the underlying allegations. You cannot possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. You cannot consume any alcohol if you're released from custody. Whether or not you're released from custody, you are ordered to strictly comply with the terms of any orders of protection, if any have been or are later served upon you. Mr. Blanchard, please note that these orders do mean that you cannot reside at the same location as the alleged victim. If you currently reside at the same location as the alleged victim, if you are released from custody, you will have to find an alternate residence, at least until your first hearing on June 23rd.
Okay.
Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Thank you very much.
Next!
George Rubble, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Devani Cotton, if you'd please work your way to the second chair.
Desani?
Can I have your name and
like
date
the
of birth,
water?
sir?
George William Rubel, August 20th, 1982.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rubel. I apologize for getting that wrong. Okay, you are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 3 counts of disorderly conduct involving weapons. All 3 of them are Class 6
What up,
felonies.
Marlene?
I have found probable cause to support those allegations. I have also appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearing will be a status conference June 23rd, and then you will have a preliminary hearing June 26th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On these allegations, I have imposed a $10,000 secured appearance bond. If you post that bond and you're released from custody, based on written victim impact statements that I received for purposes of this hearing, I will order that you not initiate contact with the alleged victims.
The video is lagging.
My understanding is that the location of these alleged events is across the street from your primary residence. So I'm not telling
We're doing
you
job
you can't
interviews,
go
Danny.
home. But what I am ordering is when you're at home, if you have reason to interact with these alleged victims, if they're walking down the street, if they're coming home while you're coming home, please don't go out of your way to try to make contact with them. Just go about your business without initiating any contact with these alleged victims. Also, if you're released from custody, you cannot possess any weapons. If you are currently in possession of weapons and you're released from custody, you will have to dispossess yourself of those weapons,
What up, Carson?
at least temporarily until your first hearing. You can do that by giving any weapons you
Mama
might have to
here.
a friend, family member. You could also check them in with a law enforcement agency if you're more comfortable with
Cha-cha?
that. You just cannot personally be in possession of them temporarily while this case is pending. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rubel. You can step back and get your paperwork. Carlos Perez Moreno, if you would please work your way
He looks like,
into
yeah,
the
he does. You're not
courtroom.
lying, Danny.
Tatiana Sturm, if you'd work your way to the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
Carlos Alberto Perez Moreno, November 21st, 1983.
Thank you, Mr. Perez Moreno. You are
Damn.
here on 2 probation violation warrants.
Yes.
In both cases, petitions to revoke your probation allege that you have violated terms 3, 4, 5, 7, and 15.
Oh, not
I've
15.
appointed a public defender to represent you in both
Casey,
cases.
thank you.
Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment June 24th. It will be at 8:30 in the morning in the probation court downtown. On those 2 warrants, you have a total secured appearance
More
bond
fun
of
de telenovelas.
$350. It's $250 on one of the warrants, $100 on the second warrant. If you post that bond and you are released from
I have no
custody,
idea,
you cannot
Austin.
possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions? Okay.
Make money for president.
350 total for both warrants. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mr. Perez Moreno. You can step back and get your paperwork. Devani Cotton, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Goy Roush.
Is her name
Roush,
Desani,
if
like
you
the
please work your
water?
way to the second chair.
Hey, that would be nice, Danny.
If you cannot, that's fine.
Don't let me start Googling these people's names and look up their social
If you're-
media.
You don't have
It's okay. I got 1 foot to work with.
Okay, we'll try and go fast. If you become uncomfortable, please feel free to have a seat.
Okay.
Okay, can I have your name and date of birth?
Devani Cotton.
Oh, Devani.
595.
Thank
Monica.
you very much, Mr. Cotton. You are here on an allegation of a new charge. The allegation against you is 1 count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. It is a Class 5 felony. I did find probable cause to support that allegation,
how was
and
this
I have appointed a public
fleeing
defender
in a
to
freaking
represent
wheelchair?
you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 2nd, and then you will have a preliminary hearing July 7th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. Mr. Cotton, I am inclined to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. That means you would be released from custody without having to post a bond. You would then be responsible for getting yourself to both of your next court hearings. You would also be responsible upon release from making contact with pretrial services. You would get a packet with your release paperwork that has all of their contact information in it. In addition to attending your court hearings and contacting pretrial upon release, you would also be prohibited from possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and from operating a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license. Do you understand all of those conditions, Mr. Cotton, and agree that you will abide by them?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. You can go ahead and work your way back to your left, and he will give you your paperwork.
Thank you.
Damn, hey, the cops did a number on him for sure.
Okay, Tatiana Sturm, if you would please work your
He's
way
gonna
into
wheel
the
his way
courtroom.
back.
Michael Garcia, if you'd work your way to the second chair.
It would have
Can
saved
I have your
kids
name and date of
from.
birth, please?
Tatiana Stern, 9/16/93.
Thank you very much. You are here on allegations of new charges.
Thank you
The
for that.
allegations against you are 11 counts of computer tampering, all class 3 felonies.
Computer tampering.
15 counts of taking the identity of another, all class 4 felonies. 1 count of theft, a class 5 felony.
She's the one that's
count
ordering
of
stuff on
fraudulent
your
use of a credit card, also a class
on your
5 felony.
Grubhub
and
account.
1 count of theft as a class 1 misdemeanor.
Mm.
I have found probable
wow.
cause to support those allegations, and I have
This chicken.
appointed the public defender's office to represent you. Your next
Mandy.
court hearings will be a status conference July 2nd and then a preliminary hearing July 7th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown.
She wasn't too smart.
I am inclined to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. That means you would be
Or
released
Amazon,
from
yup.
custody. You would not need to post a bond. Once you were released from custody, you would be responsible for getting yourself to both of your next court hearings. You will also be required to
Hey, thank you,
contact
Flower Child.
pretrial services. Their contact information will be in a packet you get with your paperwork. Also, once you are out of custody, you cannot initiate contact with any alleged victims of any of the underlying offenses, and you cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand all of those conditions and agree that you will abide
That's
by
right,
them?
Mandy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Sturm. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Man, people are out here
Roy
struggling.
Rauch, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Janet Roman.
People are struggling out here, and she's using their accounts to order
okay.
stuff. Man, come on now.
Okay. Will you mark and drop him, please? Thank
What
you.
up, Angelica Love?
Okay, Michael Garcia, then, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Janet Roman, if you would work your way to the first chair.
What up, the
inside
one
the
and
door.
only Big
Christy
J?
Roth, if you'd have a seat in the second chair. Can I have your name and date of birth, please, sir?
Michael Christopher Garcia, 11/8/90.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. You are here on an
What up,
allegation of a
Kimberly?
new charge. The allegation against you is 1 count of narcotic drug possession. It is a class 4 felony. I have found probable cause to support that allegation, and I've appointed a public defender to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 2nd and then a preliminary hearing July 7th. They will both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On this allegation, I am releasing you on your own recognizance, so you will be released from custody so long as you promise that you will voluntarily attend both of your next court hearings. Can you make me that promise?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I will release you once you're out of custody. You cannot possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Okay, any questions for me, Mr. Garcia?
This is a bad request, but is it possible for any of those court days to be on Mondays?
What do you
I
think
don't have
this is?
control over
Burger
the court
King?
dates.
Have it your
So
way?
The court dates are set by the system. I don't know what date. One of them, I think, is.
Okay. 'Cause I'm off Sunday, Monday, so that just
Sunday, Monday.
So the 7th, the one that is July 7th is a Monday, but the 2nd is a Wednesday. What you can do is, in your release paperwork, you have the phone number to the public defender's office. You could try to give them a call. See if you can get in touch with whoever the actual public defender that will represent you is. Let that public defender know what your preference is for hearings, and then that lawyer might be able to work it out with the court to get your hearing dates switched. I don't know for sure. I don't know
They're not gonna
exactly
hook
how the
that fool
courts
up. Come
downtown
on.
operate. They may not offer those types of hearings on a Monday, but if they do, your lawyer can work with that judge to try and get that switched out.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and sit back and get your paperwork.
Hey, Opie caught a break today, because I don't think he's gonna do too good in lockup, if you will, based on his look.
Okay, Janet Roman, if you would please work your way into the courtroom.
David, thank you for
Edwin
the follow.
Ortiz, if you'd please work your way to the second chair.
He's obviously never been to jail.
Can I
He
have
has
your name and date
not.
of birth, please?
Janet Roman.
What up, veteran?
7/14/84.
Thank you, Ms. Roman. You are here on
For
a
sure.
failure to appear warrant issued by the Youngstown Municipal Court. It looks like that warrant was issued after you failed to appear at a hearing in a misdemeanor case involving disorderly conduct.
Where are you flying to,
allegations.
Jennifer?
I am not making any orders regarding your entitlement to counsel in this case. If you are entitled to a court-appointed lawyer, either the Youngstown court has already given you one or they will at your next court hearing.
Katie,
Your
thank you.
next hearing on this warrant will be an arraignment hearing June 24th. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the
Maricopa
Youngstown
County.
Municipal Court. I am going to release you on your own recognizance out of this court. That means you will get out of custody without having to post a bond, but you will be responsible for getting yourself to the Youngtown court on June 24th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you don't go to that court for that hearing, that court's going to issue a new warrant for your arrest, and you're just going to have to keep coming back here and doing this until you make your way out to that court.
Thank you, Katie.
You're going to get out of custody. Make sure you get yourself to Youngtown on June 24th at 9 o'clock. You'll have that date, time, address, and phone number for that court in your paperwork. Once you're out of custody, don't have any contact with the alleged victim or any witnesses of that disorderly conduct allegation if you know who they are. And you can't possess any weapons or drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Roman. You can step back and get your paperwork. Christy Roth, if you would please work your way into the
Nah, Lizzie, it's highly illegal.
Torres, if you'd please work your way to the second chair.
As a matter of fact, you're accessory after the fact.
Can I have your name and date of birth, please?
You might be having immigration knocking on your door soon.
Thank you, Ms. Roth. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 2 counts of shoplifting, both Class 1 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations, and I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Your next court hearings will be a status conference July 2nd, and then a preliminary hearing July 7th. They'll both be at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown.
Damn, she's doing bad.
I am releasing you on your own recognizance on these allegations, so you will be released from custody. You will then be responsible for getting yourself to both of your next court hearings.
And did you say
this chicken needs a snack?
Municipal court? So is it at?
It's Superior Court.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be downtown. The address is 175 West Madison. We call it the South Court Tower. So it'll be downtown in the Superior Court. Once you're out of custody, you cannot go back to the location where the alleged
hey, you'll be surprised. Don't think that applies to me now.
Valid prescription.
The way this country's headed.
Do you understand those conditions, Ms. Ross? Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork. Edwin Ortiz, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Fernando Delgado, if you'd please work your way to the second chair.
I'm not sure if you guys are keeping up with the news, but they're picking up American citizens too.
May I please have your name and date of birth?
Edwin Ortiz.
They're coming after me and you.
Thank you very much. You are here on 2 different matters. The first matter that you're here on is a failure to appear warrant issued by the Peoria Municipal Court. That's on a misdemeanor drug paraphernalia possession allegation.
Looks like He-Man.
Because the underlying allegation in that Peoria case is a misdemeanor, the nature of that charge does not entitle you to a court-appointed lawyer.
Lizzie.
That means if you want to have a lawyer representing you in that misdemeanor case, but you don't already have one, you will have to hire a lawyer at your own expense.
I don't want to imagine that.
Your hearing on that misdemeanor warrant will be an arraignment hearing July 3rd. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Peoria Municipal Court. The second matter that you're here on is a felony probation violation warrant. In that case, a petition to revoke your probation alleges that you have violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 7.
Hey, what up, Nisha?
I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you in that probation case. Your next court hearing will be a revocation arraignment. That one will be on June 24th at 8:30. That one's going to be in the Superior Court downtown. On both of these matters,
imagine you've been out drinking.
You on your own recognizance. That means you will be released from custody.
And then you wake up in the morning.
Your responsibility to get yourself to the Superior Court on June 24th.
And then he asks you if you want some pancakes?
Superior Court on July 3rd.
Jesus.
Once you are out of custody, you are ordered not to possess any weapons or any drugs without a valid prescription. Do you understand those conditions and agree that you will abide by them? Okay, thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork.
I do have a question. Sure. For the violations, what were they?
3, 4, 5, and 7. So 3 and 5, let me see if I can tell you. 3 and 5 typically have to do with reporting to adult probation.
Okay.
So term 3 is reporting on an established schedule. Term 5 has to do with where you're residing. So the allegations are that you were not reporting to adult probation as required under term 3, and that you were either residing at a location that was not approved, not residing at an approved location, or didn't get approval to change residences. That's the term 5 violation.
Are you sure?
Term 4, it looks like is substance abuse treatment. So the allegation is that you either failed to enroll in or complete or comply with substance abuse treatment. Term 7 is drug testing. So you either didn't report for drug testing or failed drug tests. I don't know exactly what the requirement was, but term 7 has to do with testing.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. You can step back and get your paperwork.
Let's see what he's wearing.
Eduardo Torres, if you would please work your way into the courtroom. Shannon Drum, if you'd please work your way to the second chair.
There's nobody else out there.
You know what? Hey, if you like to dress like a woman, hey,
You're killing me, Small.
my heart goes out to you.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with
Can I have your name and
it.
date of birth, please?
Eduardo Cesar Torres, November 28th, 1995.
Thank you, Mr. Torres. You are here on allegations of new charges. The allegations against you are 1 count of aggressive driving, that one's a class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of reckless driving, a class 2 misdemeanor, and 1 count of
39.
criminal speeding, a class 3 misdemeanor. I did find probable cause to support those allegations. Because the nature of those allegations are all misdemeanors, none of them entitle you to a court-appointed lawyer. What that means is if you want to have a lawyer represent you against these allegations, you will have to hire one at your own expense. Your next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 3rd. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Peoria Municipal Court. I am releasing you on your own recognizance, so you will be released from custody. You don't need to post a bond to secure your release. But once you're out of custody, you will be responsible for getting yourself to that next court hearing. In your paperwork,
Hey, what up, Chad?
date, time, address, and phone number for that court. If that date poses any problems or if you need directions, use that paperwork to get in contact with the court. Once you're out of custody, you cannot operate a motor vehicle if you don't have a valid driver's license. Okay to operate one if you do. If you do have a valid driver's license and you operate a motor vehicle, you must comply with all rules of the road, including posted speed limits. Do you understand all of those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Torres. You can step back and get your paper.
Can
Go
I ask
ahead.
a question?
Sure.
The car got impounded. There's no, I have to pay to get it out, right? Like there's nothing.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was sleepy,
for
man.
sure
Chad,
if
I've been
he
tired.
arrested you.
Yeah.
I don't know what their requirements are for getting your car back from them. If for some reason they're holding it as evidence, they may not release it to you until their investigation is over. If it was just impounded because you were being arrested and they had to do something with it, they will probably release it to you. But what you'll want to do is contact Peoria PD for that.
I gotta call them. I don't call the towing companies that took it. The Western Towing took it.
There's probably gonna be a paper in your release property.
Alright.
Let them know.
There you go.
I was just seeing if I can, cause I know towing costs. Seeing if I can get like a.
Yeah.
Are you number or something like that? Hey, you'll find out when we're ready. Yeah, I think we.
Okay, thank you.
This is court.
I put multiple alarms in the morning, Chad. I put it at 5,
Give me
at
some info
6,
on these people.
at
What's-
7, at 9. So I'm constantly having to wake up to alternate in between the streams.
Unable to function in GP.
And sometimes I'm just too beat to get up.
Refusing orders and ID.
Yeah, she does look young.
Delgado was unable to function in GP and refusing orders. And Benjamin, I just kicked him out because he was refusing to
Hey,
get up.
Wild and Free, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate you.
So almost all of them just were refusing orders.
Yeah, there's.
Cal B. Cutting, thank you for the share. Highly appreciate that.
Oh, nice. Thanks for making it easy.
And if you're new here, please hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't
Let's
cost you a
start
thing.
with Benjamin. Number 17 on the calendar.
What up, Mondo?
J.D. Benjamin, date of birth 11/28/95, is not in the
What up,
courtroom
Vinny?
because he was
Free
unable
99.
to function in general population and refusing orders. He is here on 3 different matters. The first 2 are probation violation warrants. In both cases, petitions to revoke his probation allege violations of term 3. I've given him a lawyer in both
Brit
probation
Rat.
cases. His next court hearing in those 2 matters will be an arraignment hearing June 24th at 8:30. On the 2 probation warrants, he has a total secured appearance bond of $400. He's also here on a warrant issued by the Peoria
What up,
Municipal
Gino?
Court on a misdemeanor interfering with judicial proceedings allegation. He's entitled to a court-appointed lawyer in that case to the extent he doesn't already have one for purposes of release conditions. That lawyer will be appointed at his next court hearing, which will be an arraignment hearing June 19th at 9 o'clock in the Peoria Municipal Court. On that warrant, he has a $50 secured appearance bond. That means his total bond will be $450, all secured appearance. Number 20 on the calendar, Fernando Delgado, date of birth 9/3/91, is not in the courtroom because he was also refusing orders. He's here on two different matters. The first is a warrant issued by the Hacienda Justice Court in a misdemeanor criminal damage case. The second is a warrant issued by the Surprise Municipal Court in a criminal trespassing case. He's not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer in either case. His next court hearing on the Hacienda warrant will be an arraignment hearing July 2nd at 9 o'clock in the morning. His next hearing on the surprise warrant will be an arraignment hearing July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Jennifer, thank you.
On both of these matters, I am releasing him on his own recognizance.
Brittany, thank you.
Number 1 on the calendar, Goy Rausch, date of birth 6/17/2006, is not in the courtroom because he was unable to function in general population and refusing orders. He is here on allegations of new charges. Those allegations are 1 count of criminal littering and 1 count of being in possession of liquor under the age of 21. They're both class 2 misdemeanors. I did find probable cause to support those allegations because they are misdemeanors. He's not entitled to a court-appointed lawyer. His next court hearing will be an arraignment hearing July 2nd at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the Goodyear Municipal Court, and he will be released on his own recognizance. Last on the calendar, Shannon Drum, date of birth 10/22/72, is not in the courtroom
thank you for the
she
follow.
was unable to function in general population and refusing orders. She's here on two different matters. The first is an arrest warrant issued after a direct complaint was filed.
Tearing up your ticket and ripping it up on the floor.
1 count of dangerous drug possession, 1 count of narcotic drug possession, both class 4 felonies, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession,
Jody, thank you.
Class 6 felony.
No face, thank you.
I appointed a lawyer to represent her in that case.
Sheely, thank you for that follow.
Hearings will be a status conference July 2nd and a preliminary hearing July 7th, both at 8:30 in the Superior Court downtown. On the arrest warrant, I am releasing her on her own recognizance. The second matter she's here on is allegations of new charges based on a new arrest. Those allegations are 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a class 6 felony. I did not find probable cause to support those two allegations. I did appoint a lawyer to represent her in case
tearing up your ticket and throwing it on the floor, that's littering.
I will also inform her that she must attend court hearings.
Country girl?
On those new allegations in the event charges are filed.
420, thank you for the follow.
The same as her hearings on the direct complaint. It'll be a status conference July 2nd and a preliminary hearing July 7th. And no additional release conditions on the new charge.
What up, Maribel Vasquez?
On both matters. If
Shannon, thank you for that heart.
I visit any of these individuals outside the court, final orders regarding their release conditions will be reflected in their written release orders. That concludes the 2 p.m. initial appearance calendar.
2 p.m.
The court will stand in recess until 5 p.m.
Damn it. Hey, so for those of you that are new here today, I run these constantly. I might not be on TT all the time, but I am constantly running them on YT. The next court's going to be at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. Is it 5? Yeah, 5. So I probably won't be on for that one, but for sure I'll be on for the 7 p.m. We'll do the 7 p.m. and the 8 p.m. We'll do 7 p.m. Maricopa County, and then 7 p.m. Pima County. Just be aware, Pima County is nothing but DV cases, domestic violence, DUIs, and those type of cases. I don't know what's in the water out there, but if you're from there, my heart goes out to you because it's dangerous territory, if you will. And then from 7 to 8, we'll be at Pima, and then at 8 o'clock, we'll jump on over to Maricopa County, all right? So we'll be on for at least for 2 hours if you guys like watching these type of cases and whatnot. Victoria, thank you for the follow. Jaime, thank you for the follow. Or Jamie, thank you. Highly appreciate you guys. I'm going to take a break. I got to do some stuff with my daughter right now, but, hey, I'll definitely be back. Hey, I am Collect Call James. It's 4:35. What time will that be back on? So right now, my time right here, it is 14:30. So it's 2:30 right now for me, 2:35. So I'll be back on in about 4.5 hours or so. On Pacific Standard Time, if that helps. On Pacific Standard Time, PST, if you will, $8. How do you get on them? I just go to the go to the web page and I jump on in. Danny, thank you. Hey, see you later, Stash. Gracias. Hey, Sharebear, thank you for the follow. And if you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. I think it's Junior. Hey, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate that. Hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a collect call from. And like I said right here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, I'm out. A rato.